Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Friday First Cut series. I am Nidhi Manchanda, a certified financial planner and head of training and development at Financial Hospital. Looking at how share market is soaring high since March 2020 lows, many of us have this question that whether we should stay invested in the market or should we sell our equity investments and pay off our existing loans. Sensex recently crossed the 50,000 mark. Although there were some corrections after that, but still, if we see the returns since March 2020, the market has gone up by almost 82%. So if you also have the same question in mind that whether to stay invested or redeem your investments and pay off your existing loans, then stay tuned. In order to take this decision, you need to see a bigger picture, a more broader picture, and you should also have a longer viewpoint. So the first and the foremost thing that you need to see is what is the expected return on your investment. Now this will depend on where you have actually invested your money or where you are planning to invest your money. It could be different investment options. It could be a fixed deposit or a debt mutual fund or equity share market investment or equity mutual funds. Depending upon your risk appetite, you should decide where to invest your money. Broadly, if we see, if you have a longer time period, in that case, equity investment will give you higher returns as compared to debt or fixed income instruments. Once you have decided your investment, you are aware of your expected returns. And now you should also be aware of what is the interest rate that you are paying on your existing loans. Now what you need to do is, you need to compare your returns generated from your investments with the interest paid. So ideally, if your returns generated is higher than your interest paid, then you should continue to stay invested. But on the other hand, for example, your interest paid is more than the returns generated on your investment, then it is better that you sell off your investments and pay off your loans. Paying off your loans will help you to save excess interest outgo. And also, if you are planning to stay invested, it will only make sense if you are investing into equity markets for a longer period of time. Let's take an example. Suppose you have 10 lakh rupees and the question is whether you should invest this 10 lakh rupees or should you pay off your existing loans. In this case, what should you do? If you are planning to invest your money in fixed deposits or debt mutual funds or any other fixed income security, then it is best that you pay off your loans instead. Now why I am saying this is because the returns generated in these avenues will be lesser as compared to interest that you will pay in your loans. On the other hand, if you are planning to invest in direct equity or equity mutual funds, then there are high chances that investing will make more sense. Having said that, you should also consider two more points while deciding. The first most important point is liquidity. Do you have enough liquidity in hand? You should not pay off your loans and block all your money if you do not have sufficient liquidity for your emergency requirements or meeting your financial goals. This is because you will not be selling your asset in case you need money. So in short, paying off loans will only make sense if you have enough liquidity, or I can say adequate liquidity in hand to meet all your other needs. The second most important point is to check your type of loan. Now there are different types of loan. For example, a personal loan, a home loan or a car loan, credit card dues, etc. So you should consider paying off the higher interest loan first. For example, your credit card dues, your personal loan or your car loan. You might be wondering that what should I do if I have a home loan? Well, home loan is considered to be a good debt. The reason being, it is taken to create an appreciating asset and also it provides you with tax benefit. So what is this tax benefit? If you have taken a home loan, you get two tax benefits. One is under section 80C, wherein you get a benefit of repayment of principal amount, and second is under section 24, where you get a benefit of paying interest on your home loan. Now ATC has many other options like investment into a ELSS fund or your provident fund investment or life insurance, etc. So in case your ATC limit of 1,50,000 is already exhausted, then you need not worry about foregoing this tax benefit after paying off your home loan. But if you pay off your home loan, you will not be able to get benefit under section 24. But it doesn't mean that just to get the tax benefit you continue with your home loan. At the end, it is an interest cost for you, right? In case of a home loan, I would suggest that you get in touch with a financial planner who would analyze your situation, your individual situation, as this analysis depends and it differs from case to case. It depends upon various factors. The first thing is that whether you are in the early years of your loan or towards the end of the loan tenure. Second important thing is what is the status of your ATC investments. Third important thing is how are your goals, what are the different details of your goals, whether these are short-term goals or these are long-term goals. That information is also important. And the last and the most important thing is whether you are earning any rental income on this property or not. Equity markets in the near term can help you generate a CAGR of approximately 10 to 12%. So although markets are at high, it doesn't mean that you liquidate your investment. So if your goals are long term, you should not liquidate it. In fact, whenever there is some small corrections, you should invest more in a phased manner. So this is how your strategy should be, and keeping this interest rate or the returns that are expected from equity markets, you can compare it with the loan interest rate that you are paying and accordingly take a decision for yourself. I hope you have got a better clarity now. For any further query related to either financial planning or tax planning, feel free to get in touch with any of our finance or tax experts. They'll be more than happy to help you.